Is it working? It was broken because the encoder was broken. I had to start a brand new stream. So now I have to share the brand new stream link. I have to delete the old ones. All right, so I'm tweeting out the new link so people can see it. And I'm going to check my Twitter, delete the old link. I'm John Razimus. Thank you for watching. I have to delete the old link so people don't go to it. YouTube loves to say at the last second when I have a scheduled live stream, oh, we're not receiving any data. I wonder why. So that's particularly annoying. All right. So I should be live right now. If I'm live, if you can see this, feel free to put something in the chat and let me know that you can see this live stream. Am I actually live? I don't know. It wasn't working earlier. You're live. All right. Thank you for letting me know, Susie to anyone. This is the new link. People might be anticipating that I was at the old link in this video. I'm going to be just doing some stuff, talking about things, doing things. And here I am unboxing. It's hard to see here. I'm going to be unboxing this game that I ordered a good 4 to 5 years ago. I guess it was January 2014, so technically it's 4 years, but it's pretty close to 5 years. I anticipated this game since at least 2012, so it feels like 7 years. But this game is called Shroud of the Avatar. I'm wearing an official Shroud of the Avatar t-shirt. And not just Shroud of the Avatar. I'm going to be talking about other stuff in this live stream. It's 10:04. I apologize if I was a few minutes late because at the last second it wouldn't work. All right. So I'm just going to be opening up this box. Is there more than one person in the chat? Because I'm going to be asking some questions. And let's see. For example, I'm opening up this box, Shroud of the Avatar. I was waiting for this to be shipped for 4 years. And anyone who watches my videos, so Nick's here, knows that I have occasionally opened mail with my katana. But it's technically not a katana. It's the middle grade. It's like a wakizashi or something. And so should I open the mail with the katana, or should I open the mail with this pirate-like sword? Pirate sword or katana? Which one looks better? Pirate sword or katana? That's the question. Which one should I open the box with? Come on, pirate sword or katana? I'm going to open this box. This is a box opening video. You can comment. You can say, hey, okay, I got 1 vote for the pirate sword. And this is a limited time only. Okay, so you're all saying pirate sword. All right. So I'll open up the box with the pirate sword, put the katana type sword away. And I got this a long time ago. All right. So this is the collector edition. I am a Royal Founder Knight pledge, and you probably don't know or care what that is, but there should be an extra trinket in here because of that, an extra something. I better move this water. All right. So I'm going to do this unboxing of this game, Shroud of the Avatar. I have not ordered any other ones. I only have one. I've been waiting 4 years. I ordered this on Kickstarter in January 2014. It's been 4 years. And here is the box from Portalarium. If my volume is too low, let me know, because I do have the fan running and it's kind of hot. So I would prefer, I don't have my nice microphone hooked up, because every time I hook up my nice microphone, it'll disconnect and then I'll never be able to have sound ever again. So I'm forced to use the limited built into my laptop microphone. Okay, the volume's good. So here's the game, Portalarium, and it says Lord of the Manor on here, but that's just the shipment. Even though that is a pledge title of like a $10,000 pledge, I'm not the $10,000 pledge level. I'm just a knight. So I'm a Royal Founder Knight, and Royal Founder just means I pledged on Kickstarter in 2012, January 2012. And the game did reach its goal of 2 million or something, and it continued to raise more money. So we did a vote, Pirate Sword or Katana, and the Pirate Sword won. So I'm going to be opening up the mail delicately. I don't want to damage it. Okay, got some tape right there. Trying to see what else we have here. It would appear as though that's all it needed was one tiny piece of tape right there, and that's it. Okay, here we go. Wow. Okay, this is the first time I'm ever seeing this game opened up. Shroud of the Avatar unboxing. I know this isn't a video game unboxing channel. I realize that. I'll try to mix in some other stuff, all right? So there's a question. Was it shipped USPS? I'll put the game right there. Very cool looking game box. It has a invoice on there, and it just says Port Pay France Delivering Joe. So it appears to be French, regular French mail. I don't see any delivery company on here, unless Deliver & Go is a delivery company. Not sure. But Deliver & Go, Port de France or something. So it came from France. This box was designed or made. It wasn't designed in France. It was designed here in the US probably. Made in France. It's a collector's edition. Has a nice collector's edition seal. The non-collector's edition looks exactly the same but without the seal. And some people were complaining, but if you look at the old Ultima games, and this is by the same creator of the Ultima games, a lot of the collector editions had a simple sticker saying collector. I can see many examples, Ultima 6, Ultima Underworld. A lot of different ones had a sticker, and that's the only way you could tell the difference. Man, I almost don't want to open it. It's in the nice plastic. This is the game. If you check out my, this is not an advertisement for my gaming channel. My gaming channel is not monetized, so I don't care if you watch my gaming videos or not. They're pretty mediocre because it's non-monetized. So I just throw up a video occasionally, but I don't spend any time. It's just occasionally I'll record myself play Shroud of the Avatar and other games. But it's by Portalarium, and check it out. Whatever happens in this video, I do recommend you at least check it out. You can get a free trial. This is not an advertisement. I was not paid. I ordered this on Kickstarter 4 years ago, January 2014. So the box is pretty nice. It's pretty nice. Yeah, it does have a map inside. Let's check out the inside. This is an unboxing. And I wanted the table to be closer, but this is as close as I could get it. I will hold the map up and everything. Okay, man. I almost don't want to damage it, but I gotta do what I gotta do. So I will delicately be opening up the plastic because I didn't buy it to resell. I bought it to collect. It's a collectible, it's a collector's edition, and not everything is about money. I could probably plop this somewhere and sell it for a decent amount, but I'm not going to do that. I waited 4 years for this, and I only bought one copy, so I have zero desire to ever let it go. I have a huge, well, it's not that big, but I'm a huge Ultima fan. I have Ultima collectibles, and I got this to complete the collection. This is virtually Ultima 10. Ultima 9 came out in 1999. And then Ultima Online came out before that in 97. But Ultima 9 or Ultima 10 was a failed Electronic Arts flop that failed before it launched. They never launched it. It was that bad of a, it received that bad of a response, Ultima 10. This is basically Ultima 10. So just without the Ultima 10 title, Shroud of the Avatar. And I like the collector's edition thing. All right, so I'm going to talk about other stuff in this video. But obviously, I'm a fan of Ankh's, and the Avatar has an Ankh on his chest like he always has. And I have my Ankh right here, my Shroud of the Avatar shirt right here. Okay, so here we go. The first thing I see is the map. So this is what we get to see with Lord British's signature on it. Some people were concerned that it was just going to be a sticker, but it's his signature on the map. So he did spend a considerable amount of time signing a lot of maps. And I luckily am one of the players that got a signed map. I don't know how many thousands got a signed map, but here is my signed map. I realized it might damage if I left it up. So I did leave it sitting down, but a little bit of crinkle on the bottom. All right, let's open it up. It's a pretty heavyweight map. It's heavier than I expected. I expected it to be kind of flimsy, but no, it's pretty heavy. I like it. Okay, so this is Novia or New Britannia. And sure, I collect, cloth maps. I mean, there aren't too many cloth maps out there for games. And Richard Garriott, he pretty much started the trend of putting cloth maps in video game boxes as just video game swag, something for the player to look at as opposed to a cheap manual. Most of his games came with a cloth map, if not all of his games. And wow, so it's pretty good. And it's in Runic. You can see on the top it's in Runic. It says New Britannia in Runic. Shroud of the Avatar, Forsaken Virtues. All right, let's go on to the next item. This is pretty cool. I have a map collection. This is going to complete that collection. Okay. So here is the second item. It is a deed. This is actually a signed deed. On the Kickstarter, there were a lot of, if you pledge a certain level, you get certain things. And one of the things was a house plot. And this is a house plot deed. So the deed in the game for my house plot is actually signed by the creator or the CEO of the game, Portalarium, Shroud of the Avatar. So that's pretty cool. He actually signed. Okay. I'm seeing it is a sticker. That's totally cool. They disguised it though. Wow. So he did sign on a sticker, and they stuck these stickers on here, but it still looks very cool because the sticker isn't cheap. It's a nice seal. And wow, they did a good job. You don't want him crinkling every one of these. So he signed the sticker. And here is another certificate. And I don't read Runic too well. And I'm not even sure. I'm pretty sure the Shroud of the Avatar Runic is different than Britannia Runic. I'm pretty sure it varies slightly. I'm not sure. It's not an actual Germanic or what's that? The ancient Druidic Viking runic. This is a fantasy runic in a video game. So you might match up some things, but they use them. They assigned different runic letters to different English letters, and it's pretty much fantasy, and it's pretty hard to learn it, especially when I think they had to change it when they switched over. Because Electronic Arts bought the intellectual property of the Ultimate game, so I'm pretty sure they even had to change the alphabet a little bit. I'd have to double check on that, but this is pretty cool. I'm not sure what this is. I think it's a Tinker certificate, something like that. All right. It's on Soda Wiki. Yeah, it is. It's on there. All right. So here we have a really cool runic stone, the type you'd see in Viking country. Very cool. And the back just shows the player reference card like any game has, but you know, it's a high quality version of that. Okay, so we have our epic origin. So this here is the concept art for the box cover of Ultima 3. And I have that box right over there. So let me go grab that real quick. I just want to compare it. Okay, so Exodus Ultima 3 looks like this, and you can see it's like a gargoyle type creature. And this is the original concept art. And because Garriott never handed over the original concept art, which was a painting painted by his mom. So Richard Garriott's mother painted this awesome gargoyle-looking creature concept art, and I believe Dennis Loubet took this and turned it into this. You can see it's basically the same drawing, just Loubet style, stylized. Loubet is a great artist, but this is also very cool art. So I just wanted to compare those two. And this is the promised early Akalabeth, inspired by, I believe, the Lord of the Rings guy, and his early notes for his early games. They said they were going to reproduce them exactly, and this is more of just a, you know, we have like some D&D type decorations, and I think it's totally fine. I don't need an exact replica. But we have some weird stuff here. Wow, that looks kind of occultic. That looks a little occultic right there, but you know, it's just he's playing around with different sigils for game purposes, video game purposes. Being one of the pioneers of the role-playing game genre, a lot of different handwritten notes. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right. So that is signed by Lord British in gold. And it's another sticker, but at least it's in gold this time. All right. So here we have the Shroud of the Avatar Adventures manual. And just like any game, a manual. And here we have the Oracle. And the Oracle is like a menacing computer robot cyborg plugged into the network type demonic looking character with red eyes and everything. And she's directly inspired by H.R. Geiger, one of his works of art. I can't remember the name of it, but you probably, if you know H.R. Geiger's work, you know that you recognize it. And it's kind of scary. She actually gives you 500 gold in the game every time you walk in the game. Her little temples. Okay, so this is just different things for new players. You can get all this stuff online, but it's pretty cool to have it in person, and it's all the artwork done by Dennis Lubay, the same artist that created almost every Ultimate cover. And one thing I wanted to check on, there's the Oracle again, pretty cool. She gives you 500 gold every time you walk in the game. So it is lazy, but you walk in, you get the 500. Sometimes you just log in and log out. But I am going to try to beat the game. I have not beat Shroud of the Avatar. I haven't even tried, though. I've just been stuck on a couple quests. And, I'll check it out. I want to beat the game. That's my goal, to beat it, for more reason than one. But, I'm a fan of games. I always have been. And, okay. So, credits. They don't have room for the non-developers. But if you go to the credits page link, hopefully I'm still on there as just a Kickstarter person. A lot of people kickstarted the game. Many, many thousands. I believe 22,000 people kickstarted this game to success. So here's the installer and the music that comes with it. It came all the way from France, so there's a little kind of a creased corner. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. So, here's the DVD with the music on it and the game. And 0 people are going to use this to put the game on. Just go to the website, shroudoftheavatar.com. And the reason why everybody wanted the collector edition, the map that's signed, I believe the non-collector still gets a map that's unsigned. So I wouldn't mind trying to find an unsigned map just so I can have both versions. But here we have the 2 trinkets. An Ankh. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Ankhs. And I don't know if this is designed by Dennis Lubay, but it looks to me like it was. Dennis Lubay has a Shapeways store. And all you got to do is type in Ankh, and I think it's called Strange Universe or something like that. You'll eventually come across one that looks like this, and it's pretty expensive to order this individually. It's fairly expensive, so I don't know what it's made out of. It's pretty lightweight, but it's solid and double-sided. Like Dennis has a hollow version and a double-sided version. The double-sided is more expensive, and this is the double-sided one. I don't know how they produced it. It looks like it is, really high-quality molded. I'm not seeing any flaws. It's pretty cool. And you can take it out of the seal with just a piece of tape. So I might turn this into a pendant. I do enjoy, different Ankh pendants. I probably have a decent number of them. My nephew gave me a couple, and I do collect Ankhs and Ankh pendants. And then we have the, it's sort of a challenge coin, but this one doesn't have chaos on the back. On the back, it says Shroud of the Avatar Founders Edition. So it is a special Founders Edition coin that you probably can't get anywhere else. And Lord British's sigil right there. Pretty cool. Let's see. Category says education. Well, my channel has always been classified as education because I have a gaming channel, which when I started it, I was doing music and some skits. And then I changed it to a gaming channel. This particular channel started as Hoax Hunter. And all I did was I busted for a hobby, not boring hoaxes, like people cheating on their taxes elaborately. But no, I tried to bust interesting hoaxes like paranormal ones, time travelers, In my opinion, 0 people have time traveled. 0 human beings have ever time traveled. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. I realize it's unpopular and it's not interesting and it's a buzzkill. And when you go out of your way to bust someone that went on a radio show to say they're a time traveler for the attention, and they have a website, and you check out their updates on their time travel adventures, I'm cool with that if it's advertised as fictional. But when it morphs over a 15-year period of time into a cult, where you have people of a particular mentality thinking it's a religion and worshiping this guy that says he's a time traveler, and we're talking mail was exchanged. Some particular follower of a particular fake time traveler said he can do whatever he wants. He went into a different dimension. And a fanatical fan was like, hey, can I have a piece from that other dimension, please? And they pretty much worship that piece of paper to this day. They worship a piece of paper mailed to them by a confidence man, because it goes outside the realm of a fun little game, fun little story, fun fictional entertainment. It goes into the realm of really scary stuff. You can't trust everyone, especially on the internet, posting on a forum saying, I'm a time traveler from the year 2036. Just steer clear of anyone that says they're a time traveler. That's just my personal opinion. You thought John Teeter was real? All right. So I did open the box. Very cool. I appreciate it. This is the box. Man, there's a little tiny, no big deal. When it bangs around from all the way from France, tiny little issues will happen, but I'm satisfied. I know a book was supposed to come in here. There's a book everyone's talking about, a Tracy Hickman book, and most definitely I am looking forward to that Tracy Hickman book, signed by both Tracy Hickman and Lord British, Richard Garriott. I'm looking forward to reading it and having it. I have a book, fantasy book collection. It's very small, but I was at Comic-Con many years ago. I pretty much have been banned from Comic-Con ever since 2014. So 2015, 16, 17, 18, I haven't been to Comic-Con in 4 years. I must be, it's just bad luck. They made it really tough to get in. Everyone wants to get in, and the industry has totally taken it over. But in 2012, I believe it is, I got there extremely easily, no issues. But one of the times I went there, I actually got to meet George R.R. Martin, the author of Game of Thrones, the books that were adapted into obviously the very cool show on HBO. And he signed Game of Thrones, and I have it behind here. Maybe I'll show it sometime, but it would be too difficult to dig out of here. It's behind these lights on my bookshelf. But here we have Shroud of the Avatar, the collector's edition from Portalarium. Very cool. Man, it's pretty cool. I know it's dorky and nerdy from everyone else's perspective. But yeah. All right. Now we can talk about other stuff. I don't live stream too often. We were 30 minutes in, a little bit less than that because I was a little bit late. But if you have any questions, feel free. I'll be free to answer any of your questions. You read the PDF for Blade of the Avatar? Yeah, I read, I think 3 chapters of the PDF for Blade of the Avatar, and I did see things that reminded me of Pagan, Ultima 8, and the Titans that were supposed to be part of the Lost Veil. So I think the Lost Veil expansion of Ultima 8 inspired Blade of the Avatar. So people that say it's not Ultima-ish, I think it's extremely Ultima-ish, and it just can't be revealed how Ultima it is. But the original story with the Titans. I think they should add more of that in the game. Maybe there is. I haven't beat the game yet. I'm level 70 something. I want to get to level 100. Then I want to do the Shroud quest and get my Shroud. And this is what the Shroud looks like. The Shroud of the Avatar Shroud. Yep, finally holding it after 5 years, 4 or 5 years. Pretty cool. I'm going to add it to my collection of my other games. I don't have every Ultima, but I think eventually I'll try to get back some of the ones that I shouldn't have let go, because some of them are so expensive that you think of them as like, wow, this is like a stock, and I'll get it back someday. And then there's extremely rare. Like I have a couple Japanese editions that I can't find anywhere, or I did have them. What is your opinion of shapeshifter lore, like the Berserker Warriors and werewolves? Shapeshifter lore. Well, I did see on TV just the other day, they said, and this is a TV show, I can't remember, I was just walking past the TV. I don't even watch TV that much. I watch Game of Thrones, I watch Vikings, and those shows are rarely ever on TV. So if those two shows aren't on, I really don't watch TV much, but I did walk past the TV, and it was the Discovery Channel or the History Channel or Explore something, I don't know. And they said, when you go, they said the warriors of ancient times, when they went, this is barely referencing the berserkers. I don't know if they really shapeshifted. You might be able to tell me more about berserker shapeshifting, but when the Viking warriors or the Celtic warriors or whoever the berserkers are going to be, I guess they're going to be Viking, right? When they go, their strength psychologically increases, and oh yeah, that's right. Now I remember what it was. It was In Search Of with Zachary Quinto, the new In Search Of. And some guy saved some guy's life by breaking the door open. The car was on fire, and they did the pressure test on how much he pulled, and he was apparently stronger than he could do, but he had adrenaline pumping, and they went through the information about it helps you get more strength. But he saved someone's life by pulling the door open. He broke the glass, and the guy got out, and the car burnt up, and he saved some guy's life. A pretty cool episode. He was on superhuman strength, I think the topic of that episode was. But I don't know too much about berserkers other than I played a video game called Warhammer Online that had berserkers in that game, and I think I was a berserker. Yeah. But werewolves. Well, werewolves. I mean, I personally don't believe in werewolves, but there are people with a lot of hair. We don't know where all these different fantasy things come from. Some of them are based on truth. I don't have too much opinion on werewolves personally. New Spock. Yeah, the new Spock is the new In Search Of host, just like the old Spock was the original In Search Of host. So he was an obvious choice. He does a decent job. But I guess my number one complaint would be on the Alien episode where they talk about alien abductions, and the lady said she was pulled through the ceiling somehow. She even repeated it, or maybe they just replayed it. She was pulled through the ceiling somehow. And at no point did Zachary Quinto or anyone from the crew say, I wonder if you were pulled out of your body, because maybe your spirit can go through the ceiling, but your physical body going through the ceiling doesn't make much sense. Obviously, they're going to say the aliens opened up a portal in the ceiling, but to me, it makes more logical sense that she was out of her body. Because out-of-body experiences, whether it's aliens or other type of entities, They do pull you through the wall, through the window, through the ceiling. And clearly, in my opinion, if the lady's experience was authentic, she was pulled out of her body by a spirit entity. And she went to a place that was set up to look like a spaceship, just like the Communion, Whitley Strieber's book. Whitley Strieber never said they were aliens. He said they were visitors. So he was open to the possibility that they were demonic. And that's a very unpopular word, demonic. A lot of people say demons don't exist. And some people say only crazy people believe in demons. Most definitely, you will see occasionally someone on bath salts saying, oh, demons, 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 or someone on some crazy drugs, demons, demons, demons. But at the same time, Joe Rogan says if you take enough drugs, you can see creatures. So it's a double-edged sword, crazy or seeing the other side, seeing the other dimensions. It's really hard to say. It's almost impossible to tell the difference sometimes, which is really unfortunate because I've had firsthand encounters with invisible creatures that legitimately exist. They're real, and it's virtually impossible for me to prove it. Virtually impossible for people to distinguish from my authentic story and a crazy person on bath salts. So Hereditary, you want me to talk about Hereditary? The movie Brandon Young recommended to me. So thank you, Brandon Young. I never heard of that movie. I never heard of it. I search Redbox, not to use Redbox, but just to see what the new movies, new releases are. And I didn't see that yet. Redbox is not pushing it, so maybe Redbox is more family friendly. This movie is not family friendly. Don't watch it with your mom and dad. Hereditary is a pretty scary movie. It's not the typical horror movie. It's a thriller, and it's more psychologically scary than it is gory. There's a couple gory scenes, and I don't want to spoil anything. Check out the movie Hereditary. I do recommend it if you're into researching the occult, because the overall message at the end, and this doesn't spoil anything, is it's scary stuff. And if you believe it's real, what happens in the movie is obviously an exaggerated version of what can happen, but it's not the old-fashioned scare people into not doing this, because it seems to me like the director is an occultist. This stuff is in your face. It's a demonic themed movie. And in my opinion, just from what I've watched a lot of movies with magic themes, like The Ninth Gate with Johnny Depp, A Dark Song, that movie about the Abramelin ceremony. I have the Abramelin book right there, a pretty scary book. Don't mess with that stuff. It's standard text amongst the OTO, I believe, different magical groups, magic schools. But Hereditary, I've never seen a Hollywood movie in my life that featured a demonic sigil so prominently. You see it all over the whole movie. And I personally don't know what effect that will have on the viewer. This movie is almost like a test to see what it will do. I don't even know. I could see a preacher saying, don't look at sigils. They can bring negative entities into your life. I personally don't know if that's true, but at the same time, I don't have any sigils around me. Other than you might say Ankh is a sigil, but I see this as the key of life. I see it as a positive symbol. And so I actually have read a book that said this was a negative symbol of some idol worship. This is not idol worship as long as you don't bow down and worship it. It's just the key of life to me. So I see it as a positive thing. But in the movie Hereditary, a sigil from the Goetia, the Ars Goetia, the Key of Solomon, We're talking a medieval text translated in English in the medieval times to summon demons, the famous 72 demons. So one of the top 72, I think he's in the top 10. I'm not sure. I don't memorize that stuff because it's not necessarily too important to memorize names and sigils. I would never have a t-shirt with a sigil. I know there are some people selling t-shirts with sigils on them, and people get the tattoo. Now, if you have the tattoo because you thought he was cool, that's your opinion, and I really don't want to scare you because perhaps it won't do anything. You'll be safe. Intention has a lot to do with things, but I personally would never get a sigil tattoo, let alone anything else. Like, they sell mugs. You can buy everything. And in the movie, you see it all over. You probably see the sigil, I don't know, at least 50 times in the movie. And I didn't even recognize the sigil. I didn't recognize it. It looked like a made-up design until I searched, and I was like, whoops, that is, I was like, oh my gosh, that is the Goetia sigil for that particular demon. And it's pretty scary stuff. It's going mainstream, like Brandon Young said. Demons, the theme is going mainstream, perhaps because Hollywood thinks it's an interesting subject. So it's really hard to say what the intention of the director was. My short review, I tweeted it. I said, I'm not sure if the director is an occultist. And the corners of rooms is a nice touch. He featured a demonic creature in the corner of at least 3 or 4 different corners in the movie. So anyone who recognizes my Corners of Rooms videos knows that my experience in 2011 involved a negative creature that manifested in the corner of my room every day for 5.5 months in a row. It's almost a little key to let other people who study the stuff know that my story is true. I mentioned it a couple years ago. I held that information back until a couple years ago. But after I mentioned it, I don't know if my video inspired anything or not. Because you can go back, you can see Adventure Time. A cartoon had it. You can go back into a newspaper 100 years ago. You could see an obscure reference. You can see Lovecraft maybe referencing it in a story he made up. So definitely in no way, shape, or form did I invent it. It's a true story what happened to me in 2011. It's a true story. And it being true, Corners of Rooms, the book I am writing, I'm going to connect the dots over the centuries. That's not the focus of the book. That will definitely be a chapter of the book, showing the mystery of the corner of a room. Why would it be a mystery? It doesn't seem like it should be a mystery. It seems a little strange. Seems like some architect would say there's no mystery there. It's just that's how you set up 4 walls. But to a spirit entity, a corner of a room is an attractive place to appear for one reason or another. It's very unusual. A lot of people say it's because it's the shape of a pyramid at the top or the bottom. We can only guess, but my book will talk about this 5.5 months, 6 months basically. But I saw that scary stuff happen. Mass possession. If you go to the movie theater and you watch Hereditary, I don't think any mass possession will ever take place. But I did hear a story on Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell back in the day. And I don't know who the guest was. But he said that he saw an octopus on the ceiling of the movie theater. And he described it like a freaking H.P. Lovecraft demon with tentacles reaching every person in the theater. It seemed to me like a fantastical made-up story that the guy made up. But if he did have the ability to see that stuff, that's pretty freaky. I can't see these entities, luckily. I think they would freak me out. I might have a heart attack and die if I ever saw them on a regular basis. I think a lot of people would go crazy if they could see them on a regular basis. Them being invisible in another dimension is a good thing until they start messing with you here and there. But you do get immune to it. It's an unusual thing. You do get immune, not fully immune, but When you hear knocks on the wall this loud, and it's clearly a humanoid hand banging, and you walk around and you know there's no one there that did it, when you hear that 1,000 times, you kind of realize, you know what? This is not in my mind. This is actually happening. I did film one of the knocks, and it's in a 3-hour video, and my my Sony Handycam, every, I think, 20 minutes, it chops the videos up. And I did download half of it. I didn't download the other half. And I think I listened for 20 minutes trying to guess where it was. And I haven't been able to find it yet, but it's not extraordinary. It's not too great. It's just going to be like that. And I was at my computer making the thumbnail for my video, and I just went like this, and no big deal, because that stuff happens to me all the time. It's when objects get knocked over do I stand up and I say, get out of here. But I'm a little bit too casual, blasé about it, because it happens all the time. You can be desensitized, but it's pretty scary stuff. I don't recommend anyone obsess on it. The only reason I researched it is because it happened to me. But don't make me astral project, drop down into your reality, and slide in through the corner of your room. All right. So I'm going to do a little project for this. If you have any other questions, let me know. I am going to do book reviews. I'd say if any book review I'm looking forward to, it's this one. The Book of Death. Sounds scary, but really he's just talking about spirits. I guess that's scary, but the Book of Death, I have to read it though. Maybe I will do multiple reviews. Maybe I'll just read 3 chapters and do a review and do like a part series, because this is a particularly big book. The pages are thin. But I'm looking forward to reviewing that one. It's by L.W. DeLawrence. From what author? It's L.W. DeLawrence. L.W. DeLawrence was, I would say, the #1 occultist, author, and publisher and distributor in Chicago in the late 1800s, early 1900s. He's an individual that is not acclaimed amongst anyone except for occult book collectors. And he did make enemies because he took advantage of book copyright laws, or the lack thereof, or maybe he did, but he did republish other authors' stuff, and he just plopped DeLawrence Scott Company on there, and he has a couple other company names like Egyptian something or other, and a couple countries banned his books. I believe Jamaica banned his books, maybe Haiti banned his books. More of the African centered type islands banned his books because they were competition with the voodoo leaders. They saw it as magic from the West, and a lot of it is actually Indian. A lot of Hindu magic in there too. And LW claims to have gone everywhere. China, just got magic all over the place. Definitely many different cultures practice magic, and he did westernize it. And a lot of these different islands banned his stuff. He changed the names of the books. He changed the names of the publishing companies. And people would still, on the black market, order his books through the mail. And I think there was a fine. I don't know if the bans are still in place, but I thought that was interesting. I definitely want to do like a biography type, just a talking about L.W. DeLawrence's life. He went to jail, I believe, for mail fraud. If he did, which he probably did, he sold a lot of trinkets. He sold a lot of magic coins, magic handkerchiefs, magic rings, and I could see him advertising. You can see his catalogs. You can buy his catalogs. Some of them say magic ring. You'll win every game you gamble on. just overhyped stuff you would see in a comic book at the back. X-ray vision. It doesn't actually give you X-ray vision, but he would really hype up magic handkerchief, magic pen. And I could see people returning it saying he's a scammer. That's probably why he went to jail briefly for like 1 day over mail fraud. But I am going to go outside. I'm going to take this outside. We're going outside real quick, and then the stream will be over. But I'm going to make more videos this week. Stay tuned. More videos coming soon. All right. So I'm going to take this game with me, and hopefully the live stream stays up. I'm going to try to take all of this outside. We are going to see what happens. I've never done this before, but we're taking Shroud of the Avatar with us. We will see what happens. I don't want to mess it up, but I just have a little project. Okay. So we're going into the dark a little bit. Hopefully we're still live. I'm going to take Shroud of the Avatar out with us onto the back porch. Uh-oh. So here I am on the back porch with Shroud of the Avatar. And I have to hook up the laptop, you know, before I do anything. I'll do that. All right. So basically, I have Shroud of the Avatar here. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the Shroud of the Avatar? Can you see it? So I'm going to be placing Shroud of the Avatar down here. All right. I'm placing it right there. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to turn on my flashlight so you can all see what's going on. So if you can't see it, don't worry about it. Okay. Plug in the laptop. All right. So we have Shroud of the Avatar over there. Hopefully you can see it. And just want to do a little project for Shroud of the Avatar. All right. So basically, man, this wasn't planned out too well because this light is too... You know what? I want to get a better shot. So I'm going to get something to put the laptop on the ground. All right. Let's try to get a better shot of Shroud of the Avatar. All right. There it is. Shroud of the Avatar. So I can barely see what's going on, but I have a couple potions here. I have a blue potion right here, and I have a red potion right here. So just like the two knives, you can take a vote. Which potion, blue or red? I know it's a very unusual project, but I would like you to vote. The blue potion right here. You can only do stuff like this in a live stream. The blue potion right here or the red potion right here. Okay, we have 2 votes for red. That's good enough for me. We are going to go with the red potion. All right. So here we go. I'm going to take off the cork, and I'm going to, I don't know, see it? You can see the red potion right here. It's definitely red. It's like a life potion. I'm going to be dumping the potion here and there. Not a big deal. All right. So there's still some left, but definitely got most of it. So this is going to be a little bit dangerous, and I might have to back away. I'm going to use a match. I am going to use a match because I'm kind of scared about what's going to happen. Oh my gosh. All right, there we go.